The tank which you are watching has undergone with the paint peels, multiple levels and also chemical wash, but still you can see the marks of the rust, especially where the dents are actually incorporated, and you can just understand how deeply this rust has penetrated into the tank. Let's check that. Hello guys, welcome back to CRDMODS. This is Rahul for you, and this time we have an Honda Unicorn, and this vehicle is into our bucket list now. You can just understand the challenges that we are supposed to go through that, because as per the condition of the vehicle. So for now we have analyzed the vehicle and we got to know that there are multiple dents around the vehicle as shown in the video, and let me highlight you some spots. So these were the sweet spots. So most of the people were asking how does the denting process go on, and I've just add some glimpse of videos on how actually the denting works goes on here. So initially we need to there are multiple ways to dent your vehicle. From you can just do from the petrol nozzle, or else you need to remove the bottom part of the petrol tank, which usually the fuel gauge sits on over there. So we are just removing the fuel gauge from that, so that it's totally based on the dent where exactly it is. So this is the process. We insert that rod into that, which has a round headed one, which doesn't make any internal damages. It just gives you an edge to dent the tank at a proper way. So this is how the denting process goes on, and it's very complicated process, and you need to be very skilled up to do these kind of patchworks especially, and it undergoes several kind of denting these parts. And especially when you this in this video, right now we are just going through this exhaust cover, which is a metal part. So here we are especially covering these parts too, so that when it comes to the restoration of the vehicle, so every part and every edge of the vehicle need to be finished perfect. So, and here is a condition where we are actually trying to remove the dents on this silencer plate, and here comes our vehicle after the denting and how it looks. And let us examine the vehicle, how exactly and what are the restoration things we are going to do that. So here we do have the entire outlook of the vehicle, and you can see the tank condition, and we have removed the emblems, and you can just go through the engine condition, especially the outer look of the engine, which is totally rusted out. And you can see the seat, and it's totally the total outer cover of the seat is torn, and some metal parts are, especially the tank, you can just notice how deeply the rust has penetrated into it. So just going beyond that, like you can just see how the condition of the vehicle, especially the speedometer. And if you just notice it keenly, you do see notice that there are two needles which are missing in the speedometer, the RPM and the fuel gauge needles. And you just understand how the vehicle actually looks before the customization. So this is the video which actually will roll out to the entire view of the vehicle, where you can understand how the vehicle looks before and after the customization. Mostly we can say that the restoration of this vehicle. Yes, let's check that out. And we have a very headlight in a very bad condition, broken fenders, and rusted everything. And specifically, if you want me to zoom into the exhaust part, you can just see how badly it was rusted out. And this is a big challenge when restoring these kind of vehicles, because technically you don't get the genuine space in the market, but you need to try to restore them by using the existing parts. That becomes a challenge for us. So you do have the sweet spot dented spots over here, you can feel that. And the major challenge in the tank part is that, like, we need to restore in a specific way, because this vehicle has multiple dents on the tanks. And this is how it looks even after denting out the side exhaust cover, right? So you have a if you can just zoom in much more better, like you have a punched hole into that plate, which we are going to restore it at later at the paint point of view. And you can just mostly see that all the parts were broken up, and the seat foam is very hard. And when you just go back to the rear end, like you can just understand how the parts were broken up. Seriously, this has gone through very hectic mechanical process, and the tail light and the fenders were everything faded out. On top of these, I just want to remind you about CRD modes. So we are actually into the market since 2011 in a professional way. We are customizing every need of a student to a corporate level and even for the movie shoots. So the quality what we maintain at standards, especially the standards what we maintain at CRD modes, is that like let us give an example of paint job. We actually peel off to the metal surface, and from the scratch we will go for the paint job, which actually the most of the all our competitors which we usually don't do that. But we are in a specialized way, we provide you the quality in a better updated level, you mean say. So I have removed the tank for these, for understanding how we can just go through the skeleton of the vehicle. So everything is dusted out, yes, for sure, yes. We need to go for a chemical wash so that the all the grease, and we can degrease the vehicle exactly. Let us dive into the paint peeling process. So this is how it actually looks through the snapshots, you can understand it. And this is a step 1, and step 2 we have another peeling process, and then we'll go back to the scraping out all the paint peeled one, with which actually has a chemical, and how it actually looks after the paint peeling process. And here especially we are actually seeing how the rust has penetrated into the dents, whereas it has impacted. And it usually happens when it gets to the when actually gets into the intact of water and or moisture or even air. So that's where the rust forms up, so it will impact it. This is how actually looks after level 2 primer. So we can just notice some kind of minor dents even after the primer. So we are trying to eradicate those things. And if you just try to look at other point of view, when this usually are noticed, or this can be noticed when good amount of light is projected over those dents. So we have some specific things where we actually calculate these things. And in a broader view, let me show you the closer view how actually we actually try to figure out those things. So this is the dent actually. So we have a primer, and we have sanded it again, and we'll cross check for the dents if there are minor dents, because we are going for the shining black, which actually is which can also called Z black, which actually glitters a lot in the daylight. So we are very specific to the dents, so that and this is a very complex thing, because at this, especially this point of view, you have emblem fitting over there. So we make some special marks to overcome that. And make sure like you keep handy these kind of special Allen key screws, because you can't get them frequently in the market, so safeguard them. And this is how actually after the chassis has undergone to the anti-rust treatment coating, and then matte black finish over it. And especially there are some things where we have gone for the lacquer coating, especially the engine and few other parts as shown in the images. And let me take you to the broader picture of how exactly the vehicle has to be restored. And at this point of view, you can just understand that restoring a vehicle is very typical, especially the speedometer, because if you just get into the uh, layers of it, like you can understand the needles are broken, so we have to restore the speedometer too, and that makes a bigger job. So as you see in the video, like we have the RPM, and fuel gauge needle has broken, and there are some fluctuations in the RPM too, which we have fixed up. If you want to see how the speedometer looks after restoration, it's actually looked up in the video, just wait for it. And we have replaced every needle in the speedometer so that it would give you a better fresh look when you see on the vehicle. Hey, I just want to remind you that you can subscribe to CRDMODS.India and click on the bell notification for getting the updates of our customizations or restorations. And as the customization is loading up, stay tuned and enjoy the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video how the restoration process have been done, and please like, share, comment and subscribe CRDMODS.India for much more updates. And please let us know how do you like the customization, or do you have any questions on customization or any parts you're not getting us. Please reach out to us. Stay tuned guys. Take care.